Good evening from sacred space at Titania's realm. It's 7:42 p.m. on the 21st of July 2026, Tuesday. And I've literally only just finished making Oberon's hair, which, as you can see, is very fulsome and colourful. It's his crown, which I've polished up yesterday. I won't sew it on just yet because I'm still contemplating whether to attach like a sterling silver little twig with my daughter's tooth on the front of it. Depends if I can get the tooth to cast in Delft clay. And it's very, very tiny, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. So I'm contemplating. When I decide that this is completely finished in the state that it is now, I'll coat it in Protector Clear so it won't need polishing constantly. And I'll sew it permanently onto his head. But what do you think? Does he look like a lovely fairy king? I think Queen Titania will be quite impressed. I'll just slip his crown off for a minute because it will fall off. That's his beard. And I'm really glad I added to his wings because I wasn't real happy with his wings. So that's the back. And let me just slip the wings off for you for a moment to show you. I'm really quite exhausted. I've been going on him all day. Had a wonderful long chat to my cousin Megan in New Zealand. Had a lovely long chat. And while I was chatting to her, I was crocheting in all his hair with a crochet hook. So yes, as I joked with my cousin, he looks like he's been on the green or he's dropped some acid or something. But anyway, I'm really liking it. I didn't like in the beginning because the hair wasn't curly enough, but now he's got the full afro wild look with a few little dreadlocks still in because I sort of combed most of them out. We lost a lot of wool by combing it out, so I worried that I was going to lose too much of his hair. But, he's happening in a far out way. I'm very contented with him. So now the only thing to finish off completely is his crown. So, which I made from my mother's old brass off my mother's old inlaid trolley that got broken back in 2015. So this was sort of the last pieces of it to make into something, and I think it's a good use. It's sentimental. It's got things that were important to my mother, bits of Beauregard's fur woven in, spun with alpaca, bits of socks. And if I add my daughter's tooth to it, if I can figure out how to do that, I'll probably have to pull apart all these little rivets because when you solder, the heat will damage all the little crystals. So I'll have to tear that apart if I solder on the tooth. But, well, we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a good day to solder on, to cast the tooth and then perhaps solder it on the day after, the day before or the day after. It's not quite sitting straight, but never mind. There he goes. I can't wait to hang him up beside my bed because positive mojo. I've got the Fairy Queen and now I have the Fairy King. To even up the balance of the masculine and the feminine energies beside my bed. And at the foot of my bed, I have the dark fae, which I named Lilith, but she's really not dark or malevolent. She's just, she's quite lovely actually. She's gothic. I'm going to make, I'll show you. I'll show you. Have you seen her hanging up? I'm going to make a wand for her. Let me just put the light on. Here she is. I've decided she needs a wand, and I've had this piece of stick lying around on my shoe cabinet dresser for about 2 years now. It's laid around. I kept thinking, what do I want? Why am I holding on to that stick? But it's a bit long for a wand, but it's also a bit broken at one end. So what I might do is saw it in half and carve some kind of design for her. So she's got her own little wand. So that's another little jobby. On a happy and congratulatory note to myself, because it's been, I've been separated and divorced for 31 and a half years. Ha. So I finally got my name change done. And so here's my name. Tanya Desiree Bodicea, and it's all official and stamped and legal, and it arrived today at 1:09 p.m. when the lovely postman handed it to me. So I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy indeed. New name, new life, with the King and Queen by my side from the fairy realm, making sure that my destiny is perhaps a little bit kinder than it used to be. One can only hope and pray and dream and manifest. There's only one thing I want to do to him, is his eyes. He's got green eyes, but they got sort of, I don't know, they're a bit smushed. So I might very carefully paint his irises back in green so he's looking a bit more schmick. And I improved on his nose. His nose was a little bit too squished down or flattened, so he's got a much more prominent nose. You can't really see it, but there you can. I didn't want to make it too prominent though. But anyway, Oberon, King of the Forest Fairy, is completed to all intents and purposes. Just that little bit of work to do in his eyeballs, and I really love his wings. They've come up a treat. So I've been a busy mummity. I'm quite bonkers with exhaustion, but I've had a lovely day, and I even had the spring flowers appearing early. I'll show you my lovely flowers. The Louisiana iris and the hyacinth. My hyacinths aren't getting very many florets. I don't know why. But I have two kinds of jonquils. I thought I only had this kind, what are they called? Ehrlicher. But I've got this one. And this is my wild nutmeg that my daughter actually gave to me a long time ago. So it's all, the smell in here, if you had smell-o-vision, is absolutely gorgeous. So, greetings from sacred space at Titania's realm from Tanya Desiree Bodicea. So exciting to have my own identity again after all these many, many decades. Bye from sacred space.